There's a chair in your garage no one sat in for years. Maybe it belonged to your father. Maybe it was a gift from someone you don't talk to anymore. It creaks when you touch it, but somehow as you pack up your life for this move, you're still bringing it. Why? Moving should feel like a fresh start, a clean page, a long-awaited chance to leave the heaviness behind. And yet many people find that even after settling into a brighter, better space, things still feel off. Their sleep doesn't come easy. Money seems to drain faster. The house doesn't feel like home, and they don't know why. Here's the truth most people miss. It's not the new walls or the zip code that shapes your future. It's the energy you carry across the threshold. And often that energy is hiding in the ordinary things you think you have to keep, like a broken lamp, a bag of forgotten food in the freezer, or that vacuum you haven't cleaned in months. We carry so much from habit, from guilt, from not wanting to waste. But those objects are not just clutter. They are containers of stuckness, quiet passengers of old chapters. This isn't about being superstitious. It's about being intentional. Because what walks into your new home with you will decide how easily you can grow there, how free your mind feels, how light the space becomes. So before you seal the last box or load the truck, pause, look again at what you're bringing. Ask yourself, is this something I truly want in my next chapter, or just something I'm afraid to leave behind? Because moving forward starts long before the keys change hands. It starts with what you choose to carry or leave. Part 1, the things that look harmless but feel heavy, dead objects. There's something strange about the things we keep even when they stop working. A clock that hasn't ticked in years, a laptop we swore we'd fix, a pair of shoes with soles so thin we'd never walk a mile in them again. And yet we don't throw them out, we move them, carefully, from one place to another, boxed up, labeled, protected, as if they still hold value, as if they still serve a purpose. But here's the truth, they don't. Not anymore, and worse, they might be doing something we don't even see. Dead objects, things that no longer function, things we haven't used in ages, things we keep just in case, don't just take up space. They take up energy, quietly, heavily. And when you're moving into a new home, they have a way of setting the tone before you even unpack. A broken lamp tucked in the back of the closet. A phone charger that hasn't connected to anything since 2014. That old blender with the cracked lid. These aren't just forgotten things. They are emotional echoes, symbols of stuckness, reminders of pause. When you pack them up and bring them into your new space, you're not starting fresh. You're starting with weight, with noise, with energy that doesn't want to move forward. And that energy, whether you believe in it or not, changes the way you feel. It slows you down. It keeps your thoughts circling. It makes a beautiful home feel just a little more tired. Think about this, if something has been sitting unused for 6 months, a full season, why do we believe it will suddenly become essential again in the next one? More often than not, we're not saving the object. We're avoiding the decision to let go, the decision to say, this part of my life is over. And that's the deeper cost of keeping dead objects. They ask nothing of us, but they steal something quietly, clarity, momentum, emotional space. Every time you reach past them in the closet, every time you push them aside to get to something else, you're reminded of the things you haven't dealt with. The version of you that keeps waiting, hoping, postponing. There's a kind of grief too in letting go of a dead item, because sometimes it isn't just a broken toaster. It's the wedding gift from a marriage that didn't last, or a childhood toy from a time you miss. And throwing it out feels like throwing out something sacred. That grief is real. But here's something just as real. You can honor a memory without keeping the object. You can remember the feeling, the person, the time, without carrying the weight of a thing that no longer serves you. Moving is a rare opportunity. It's one of the few times in life we get to literally touch every item we own. And in that process, we get to ask the questions we usually avoid. Do I still need this? Does this still represent who I am, who I want to be? Or is this just a placeholder from a version of me I've outgrown? Here's the turning point. You don't have to earn a fresh start, but you do have to clear space for it. A new home deserves new energy. And that doesn't mean new furniture or expensive upgrades. It means choosing what deserves to come with you. What still has life, what still brings light. Start with one drawer, one box. Pick up each item and ask with honesty, is this broken? Is this forgotten? Is this something I'm afraid to face? And if the answer is yes, then maybe it's not something to keep. Maybe it's something to thank and release. Because the truth is, moving doesn't just change your address. It changes the energy you wake up in. It changes the story your home tells about who you are. And that story begins the moment you walk through the door. Let it begin without the dead weight. Part 2, the cold you carry in, forgotten food. Open your freezer. Somewhere near the back behind the newer groceries, you'll probably find something wrapped in frost. Maybe it's a bag of shrimp from last summer, a tray of lasagna from a dinner party that never happened, or a container with no label covered in ice that you've long forgotten how it got there. We all have these things, small, forgotten, but somehow still part of our daily landscape. And when we move, we often bring them with us, carefully packed in coolers, sealed, transported like they still hold value. But what do they really hold? Not nutrition, not joy, not memory in the way a photo or a note might. What they carry is a kind of quiet cold, a symbolic weight that moves with us from one life chapter to the next. And we don't talk about it because it's just food. But when you move and your fridge becomes the heart of a new home, what kind of heart are you building if the very first thing inside it is already tired, already old, already forgot? We often think of food as physical, fuel, something practical, but energy flows through nourishment too. And stale food, food that's been frozen too long, food that we've stopped seeing but haven't thrown out, doesn't feed us anymore. It drains, slowly, emotionally, subtly, because it represents what we've refused to deal with, that half-used turkey. It's not about dinner, it's about a plan that didn't happen, that untouched cake from last year. It's a celebration we missed or a moment we hoped would come but didn't. The freezer becomes a museum of our unspoken disappointments. And yet we pack them, we move them, and we load them into the new fridge because we don't want to waste, because we feel guilty, because we say, I'll use it soon. But rarely, if ever, do we, and more than that. We let these items set the tone for what should be a fresh beginning. Imagine this. The first thing to enter your brand new kitchen isn't a bowl of fruit or a hot pot of soup, but a frozen block of something that's been untouched for months. What message are you sending to that space? That the past still dictates your present. That comfort isn't fresh, it's storage. That you're not yet ready to make room for the new because you haven't let go of what never fully served you. In many ways, the refrigerator is one of the most emotional spaces in a home. It's not just where we keep food, it's where we keep hope. Leftovers from family dinners, treats we save for better days, ingredients we plan to use when life slows down. But when it becomes cluttered with forgotten or expired things, that hope turns sour. We open the door and feel crowded, not comforted. And that feeling follows us into our mornings, our meals, and even our relationships. Let's be honest, food has memory. We remember the meals we cooked in hard times, the nights we didn't eat, the holidays that felt lonely. So we hold onto food like we're holding onto something deeper. But here's the quiet truth. Frozen food isn't preservation, it's postponement. And if you bring that postponement into your new life, you're choosing to let stagnation lead. There's no shame in what's in your freezer. We've all kept things too long. We've all hoped something would still be good enough if we just waited a little longer. But moving is an invitation to start over, not just with furniture and walls, but with the story you tell about your own care, your own nourishment. And nourishment begins with freshness. So before you pack that cooler, stand in front of your fridge and really look. Not just with your eyes, but with presence. What have you ignored? What are you afraid to let go of? What did you save for a version of your life that no longer fits? You don't have to throw everything out, but you do have to choose. Will this food nourish the life I want to build, or will it just remind me of what I couldn't finish? The emotional weight of forgotten food is subtle but real. It's the quiet heaviness that tells your new home, we've brought old baggage. And that baggage starts not in the attic, but in the freezer. It's not dramatic, it doesn't scream, but it sits there cold, unseen, and always lingering. There's a reason why so many people move into a beautiful house and still feel stuck. Why the kitchen doesn't feel warm, why dinners feel rushed or flavorless. Energy begins in the small things, the subtle things, and the energy of your kitchen, your fridge, your food, it matters more than we often admit. Start fresh, truly. Let your new fridge greet only what feeds you now, what brings joy, warmth, and health, not what was saved out of guilt or fear. You don't need to punish yourself for letting go. Letting go is the most generous thing you can do for your future self. Because the heart of your home is not the furniture or the layout. It's how you feel when you open that fridge and know, deep down, everything inside reflects who you are now. Not who you were or what didn't work out, but who you're becoming. So ask yourself, is the food I'm bringing in alive or just frozen reminders of things that never fed me? When you get to your new home and it's just you and an empty refrigerator, you have a choice. You can fill it with life, with things that smell fresh, taste vibrant, and feel like home. Or you can let the past take its place again, shelf by shelf. Let the first cold thing that enters your new space be clean, intentional, and full of light. Not leftovers of a life you've already outgrown. Because sometimes it's not the fridge that's full. It's us, full of hesitation, full of maybe later. Full of what we're afraid to say goodbye to. But when you say goodbye, when you open your freezer and finally clear it out, you make space for something far more powerful than a meal. You make space for renewal. Part 3, beautiful but heavy items from the previous owner. You walk into your new home, the light pours in just right. The walls are clean, the space feels promising, and then you see it, a dining table left behind. Solid wood, no scratches, beautiful really. Maybe the seller said, it's yours if you want it. Maybe the movers just never took it, and suddenly it's not just a table, it's yours, or at least it's in your space, so you keep it. And then you sit at it night after night, and somehow something doesn't feel quite right. It's subtle at first, you brush it off. But the truth is, some furniture carries more than weight. It carries memory, and not always yours. When you bring something into your home, especially something used, something worn, something lived with, it doesn't come empty. It comes with energy. That energy may be neutral, it may even be positive, but often it's not. It's layered with old conversations, unresolved tensions, the quiet grief of people leaving something behind. A couch isn't just a couch. It's the thing people cried into, laughed into, fought on, ignored each other from. A bed isn't just wood and mattress. It's where people dreamed, argued, felt alone. A kitchen cabinet isn't just for plates. It holds years of family habits, sometimes joyful, sometimes not. When these objects are left behind, they don't just stay in the room. They stay in the room. And you feel it even if you don't have the words. We often think we're being practical. It's free. It still works. Why waste it? And yes, reusing is smart, but there's a difference between repurposing and inheriting someone else's energy. That difference can shift how your home feels, how grounded or how ungrounded you feel in it. You may be living with a heaviness that was never yours to carry. It's not superstition, it's sensitivity. It's the quiet awareness that your space isn't just physical, it's emotional. It reflects back your life, your relationships, your internal weather. And when it's mixed with someone else's unspoken story, it gets cloudy. The air changes, the tone changes, and your home doesn't fully feel like yours. There's also a quiet burden in not knowing the full story. That table might have been witness to years of silence between people. That couch might have absorbed months of illness or emotional weight. And even if it looks clean, it doesn't feel fresh. You sense it in how the room doesn't quite settle, in how you walk by it and don't want to sit down, in how your mind doesn't calm when you lie on it. This is especially true for pieces tied to intimacy or family roles, dining sets, beds, sofas, personal desks. These are the objects that absorb the most emotion. And when they're not cleared properly, they don't just stay in the room, they stay active, like a frequency playing in the background. You might not hear it, but you feel it. And what's worse, because you didn't pick it, you never chose its energy. You just inherited it, passively, silently. That's where the dissonance grows, because you're trying to create peace in a space that's already echoing someone else's emotional past. It's not about blaming the previous owner. They may have left you something nice, even generous. But generosity without cleansing can become a burden, and that's where your choice comes in. Because once it's in your house, it's your energy field now. Your body, your thoughts, your sleep, all now sharing space with that object. So what can you do? First, truly decide if it's worth keeping. Not by its beauty or cost, but by how it makes you feel. Does it feel neutral, warm, or slightly off? Don't dismiss the off. That's your intuition speaking. If it feels heavy, don't try to talk yourself out of it. Respect it. If you can let it go, do. Release it with grace. Donate it. Recycle it. Give it to someone else who might genuinely choose it, but if it must stay, then cleanse it. Not just with cleaner and air freshener, but with presence. Open all the windows, light a candle, let sunlight hit it, use incense or a favorite scent. Wipe it down while speaking gently, not to the object, but to the energy. You can rest now, this space is mine. These small acts change something. They let your space know that you are the new owner, that you are setting the tone, that whatever stories came before, they can stop here. Because your home should not feel borrowed or haunted by someone else's patterns. It should feel like an extension of you. Calm, clear, honest, true. In American homes, we're taught to value efficiency. Don't waste. Use what's there. But emotional clarity often requires subtraction, not addition, and just because something is free doesn't mean it's harmless. So take a second look at what's been left behind. At that chair, that shelf, that mirror, ask yourself not just do I like it, but does this reflect the life I want to build? That's the only measure that matters, because your new life doesn't start when the moving truck pulls up. It starts when your space begins to speak your language, and for that to happen, you have to clear the echoes of someone else's. Not everything someone leaves behind is a gift. Sometimes it's a test. Will you take what's offered just because it's easy, or will you choose what truly supports your peace? In the end, your home is your frequency, and anything you didn't choose with care is just background noise. Clear the noise. Let the space speak in your voice. Part 4, the dust you don't see, your vacuum cleaner. There's one object in almost every home that people clean with, but rarely think to clean itself. It sits quietly in the closet or laundry room, wheels scuffed, hose curled, cord tucked. You trust it to remove dirt, freshen your floors, reset the energy of your space. But have you ever stopped to wonder what it's actually holding? It's the vacuum cleaner. And more than any other object in your home, it holds everything you've tried to get rid of: hair, crumbs, skin cells, pollen, lint, and yes, emotional residue. You might not see it, but it's all in there. Layers of everyday life gathered, compressed, stored. Now think about this. You're moving. You're beginning a new chapter. You've decluttered. You've chosen what to bring. But then, without hesitation, you roll that vacuum into the truck, dust bin full, filter unchanged. You carry it into your brand new space. It's one of the first things through the door. And with it, you bring the energetic leftovers of everything you meant to leave behind. It doesn't sound like a big deal, But energy doesn't need to be loud to be heavy. We underestimate how much emotional weight lives in dust. It's not just mess. It's made of what we shed, physically, emotionally, energetically. Dust settles in corners where attention hasn't gone. It builds in places we avoid. And what the vacuum collects is more than debris. It's the material memory of every unresolved moment we've tried to sweep away. When your vacuum is full, old energy circulates. It doesn't cleanse, it redistributes. And instead of clearing the air, it keeps your home cycling through what you never meant to bring forward. You might not feel it the first day or the second, but over time you'll notice it: mornings that feel sluggish, rooms that feel stale even if they're clean. A kind of heaviness that doesn't come from furniture or walls, but from something quieter, something unsettled. It's a strange thought, isn't it? That something as practical and ordinary as a vacuum could be carrying emotional weight. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because this isn't about superstition, it's about stewardship. The home reflects the energy you place in it. And if you enter that space with a container full of old, ignored residue, you are setting a tone you didn't intend to set. What enters first matters. Just like in a conversation, the opening shapes the rest. If the first object through your new front door is a dusty machine full of things you meant to discard, you are giving permission for old energy to stay. You are saying, this gets to come too, even if you didn't mean to. I once spoke to a woman who had just downsized after a tough divorce. She felt good about her choices. She had left behind most furniture, sold old linens, given away everything that reminded her of what didn't work. But a few weeks into the new place, she felt drained. Sleep wasn't coming easily. Her chest felt heavy. The air seemed off. And then she remembered the vacuum. She hadn't emptied it in months. She'd packed it, moved it, plugged it in, and kept using it. Same dust bag, same filter. She pulled it out one afternoon, opened the canister, and was stunned. Not just by the physical debris, but by the emotional release it triggered. She sat on the floor and cried, because deep down she realized she had carried her past into her future and never noticed. After cleaning the machine top to bottom, replacing the filter, airing it out, and lighting a candle in the room, she said something shifted. Her space felt calmer, her breath deeper, her mornings lighter. It's such a small thing, but small things carry weight when they've been ignored. So if you're preparing to move, or even just thinking about what energy lives in your home, ask yourself this: when was the last time you cleaned the thing that cleans? Not just a wipe down, but a real clearing. Empty the bin, rinse the parts, change the filter. Let sunlight hit it, let fresh air move through it. Do it not just as a chore, but as a ritual. A quiet promise to yourself that even the tools of your life deserve to start fresh. And if your vacuum is old, broken, or barely functions, consider letting it go. Not as an indulgence, but as an investment, because how you clear space says a lot about how you create it. You don't need to buy the most expensive model. You just need one that reflects where you are now, not what you've been dragging around. And here's the quiet truth that often gets missed. Dust isn't just what's under the couch. It's what we've stopped looking at. The things we let linger. The energy we delay dealing with. But when you move, when you really move, you get the rare gift of choosing what enters the door with you. Let it be something clean, something light, something that doesn't carry the stories you've already outlived. So before you walk into that new space with hope and good intentions, stop for a moment. Open the closet, pull out the vacuum, and ask honestly, what is it still holding? And do I want that to be part of my next chapter? Because sometimes the weight you feel in a new home isn't about the furniture or the paint. It's about the dust you didn't see and the way it followed you in. Clear it, and let the next breath your home takes be a clean one. Part 5, rust doesn't just live on metal, it lives in mindsets. Sometimes the things that weigh us down don't look broken, they just look tired. A garden tool with a little orange on the edge, a pair of scissors that still cut but not well, a hammer with a dull handle, a rusty hinge on the back door, a pan whose once silver base now leaves a mark on your stove. These things don't scream for attention. They sit quietly as if waiting, and we keep them because they still work, because they were once useful, because maybe, just maybe, we'll restore them someday. But rust doesn't wait. Rust grows, and it doesn't only grow on metal, it grows in habits, in hesitation. In the places we say it's fine for now, even when we know it's not, in the corners of our homes and the corners of our thoughts. Rust is more than decay, it's delay. The slow, almost invisible breakdown of clarity, of usefulness, of light. In the context of moving, rusty items feel especially deceptive. You pick them up and think, I'll clean this later, or it's still good enough. So they go in the box and they make the trip, and without realizing it, you bring not just a tool but the mindset of postponement, the belief that not quite right is still acceptable. But a home, especially a new home, deserves more than acceptable, because the energy you walk into that home with doesn't just sit on the surface, it settles in. It seeps into the walls, it speaks in the background, quietly shaping how you feel day after day. Metal objects in particular carry a sharpness of energy. When new, they feel clean, focused, purposeful. But when they rust, they begin to distort that energy. That distortion might show up as foggy thinking, low motivation, A kind of stagnation that's hard to name but easy to feel. You don't see it, but you live in it. And when multiple small rusty things make their way into your new space, tools, utensils, garage odds and ends, it's like planting seeds of slow erosion. Not loud, not dramatic, just dullness. The kind that creeps into your mood, the kind that shows up in how hard it is to finish things, to feel energized, to feel like your space is fully alive. You might wonder, am I really letting a rusty wrench dictate my mental clarity? Not directly, but symbolically, yes. Because what you tolerate externally often reflects what you're tolerating internally. And when you move, you have a moment of rare power to choose again. Not just your layout or decor, but your standards, your clarity, your vitality. This is not about perfection. It's not about throwing everything out and buying new. It's about awareness. A willingness to look at what's been ignored and to ask honestly, is this still serving me? Is this still in alignment with who I'm becoming? If the answer is no, it's not failure to let it go. It's wisdom. Rust is a visual metaphor for decay, for energy that once had power but hasn't been tended to. It reminds us that usefulness requires care, and that neglect, even unintentional, leaves a mark. You can polish it, restore it, but first you have to notice it. You have to stop pretending it's nothing. So before you move that box from the garage, before you stack those old tools, those tarnished pans, those metal pieces you haven't looked at in a year, pause. Hold one in your hand. Look at the rust. Don't rush past it. Feel what it evokes. Maybe it's a reminder of how long it's been since you fixed something, or of how long you've waited to feel energized again, or of how easy it is to keep what no longer contributes just because you haven't said no. You're allowed to say no, to choose clean, to choose sharp, to choose now. This moment, right before you step into a new home, is a powerful one, because you get to reset not just your belongings, but your relationship with them. You get to say, this version of me doesn't keep dull things, doesn't carry neglect, doesn't confuse rust for reliability. And if there's something you must keep, clean it. Give it attention. Restore its purpose before you ask it to follow you into a fresh space. Not just because it looks better, but because it feels better. Because it tells your body, your mind, your environment, I value things that still have life. In the end, this isn't about a toolbox. It's about the symbolic weight of postponement, of what we say we'll fix someday, of how long we let energy corrode before we decide we're worth more. Your new home doesn't need to be flawless. It just needs to reflect movement, vitality, a willingness to be present. And presence starts with what you see every day, even if it's just the handle of an old screwdriver. So let the rust speak. Let it remind you gently that something has been waiting. And then make a decision, not from guilt or scarcity, but from clarity. Because moving forward is not just about where you're going. It's about what you refuse to carry with you anymore. And sometimes the strongest step you can take is the one where you set something down. Final, you've just walked through a different kind of moving checklist. No cardboard, no packing tape. Just 5 quiet questions we rarely ask about energy, memory, and the invisible weight of the things we keep. A broken object, a forgotten meal, a piece of someone else's story, a dust-filled machine, a tool rusting in the shadows. Each seemed ordinary, but together they told us something deeper. That a house is not just built with walls, it's shaped by what we bring into it. And more than that, by what we have the courage to leave behind. This was never just about clutter or superstition. It was about attention. About becoming conscious of how energy lingers, how objects remember, and how your home can either reflect who you've been or gently support who you're becoming. You don't need a new couch to start fresh. You don't need a perfect pantry. What you need is clarity, intention, the willingness to choose your next chapter not just by address but by what you allow into your space. Because energy enters before furniture, and feeling safe, light, and alive in your home starts long before the paint dries. If you've listened this far, thank you. Thank you for being open, for choosing to go deeper, for choosing to be someone who doesn't just move, but transitions, mindfully, softly, with courage. And wherever you're headed, whether it's across the country or just across town, I hope the space you walk into greets you with peace, that your fridge holds only nourishment, that your air is light, that your furniture knows your story, and that above all you feel fully and finally home. Because this isn't just a new place, it's your new life. Take only what supports it, and leave the rest gently behind.